Hi, teachers. So, my students just finished reading Ray Bradbury's Fahrenheit 451, and next step is literary analysis essay writing. But instead of having my students do all the steps of the writing process alone in their notebooks, from brainstorming and outlining, researching, writing, and even revising, I'm going to use superstructures to encourage my students to collaborate their way through this essay writing unit from start to finish. Let's start with this Venn diagram. The purpose of this literary analysis essay is to consider the allegory of Fahrenheit 451, ways in which the fictional world of the novel are similar to the 1950s American society in which Bradbury lived, and maybe even the society that we live in today. Instead of just handing my students a list of ways these are similar, I'm encouraging them to create ideas together. On the right-hand side here, you can see students talking about the technology, like AirPods, that they see in all of the societies, how McCarthyism is apparent in each one, even how propaganda, pressure to conform, and censorship are qualities of each society. Going over to my teacher view, I see some really interesting suggestions from Superstructures AI generator. It's telling me to ask students, how did people try to resist these societal pressures in both contexts? And probably that conversation will go, what happened to these people who tried to resist? Were they successful? Why or why not? And that really gets to the heart and soul of why Bradbury wrote this novel in the first place. The next superstructure that I want to talk about is this web that encourages students to collect what they know about the qualities of a strong literary analysis essay, but not just that, also to extend or build on each other's ideas, and even in some cases, to correct misinformation and help steer their peers back on the right track. This web is going to come in handy after my students have outlined, but before they start to write, just so that I can reinforce the qualities that we're looking for and the things that we really want to try to avoid while writing. The last structure that I'd like to show you is this columns that I've created about transitional phrases for essay writing. It's essentially acting as a living bank for transitioning from one idea or topic to the next in an essay, so that when students are essay writing and they feel really stuck and can't quite transition, they can come back to this columns and find ideas that their peers have given them to help make for a smooth transition in their writing. Now, it's possible that I don't have all the answers of how to make this unit as collaborative as it can be, but I don't need to. I can come to my Superstructures homepage, click on Create a Structure, try the new AI Structure Creator. And when I do that, I'm going to type in Literary Analysis Essay and click Make Some Magic. Now I have all of these lessons that I can pull from when I'm noticing a teachable moment in class. For example, I'm asking my students to identify and analyze one of the novel's themes. This spectrum that the AI generator offered to me does just that. Where does the theme appear and where does it become fully developed? I cannot wait to see what you do with superstructures in your next writing unit. Happy teaching.